Hi guys, it's your Money Cat. I hope you guys all had a great Friday to cap off the week. The market did have a great Friday, and most of the stocks were in the green territory. Today we're going to take a look at Apple for an update. As you can see here on a 180-day chart, it's been consolidating in this ascending triangle pattern. So it's been getting narrower and narrower, and we're almost reaching this break point where the stock will break to the upside or it will fail and go to the downside. Ascending triangle pattern is a bullish pattern, so more likely than not, I'm looking for Apple to head on upwards. All our thesis and arguments for being bullish on Apple, especially over the long-term horizon, they all still hold true. We discussed this in previous Apple video. I will link this on the card, so make sure you check it out if you haven't. But these types of stocks are my favorite to not only hold long term, but also day trade. Because if you're trading bullish opportunities on a stock that has overall long term bullish outlook, then to me, that greatly decreases the risk because chances are either long term or short term, the stock will go up. Let's take a closer look at Apple. This is a zoomed in chart. We're still on 180-day chart for our time frame. For a little bit, I was getting slightly worried because it made a lower high right here, and that line was acting as a local resistance. This area right here was that whole Trump fiasco where we're not doing the stimulus bill. Yes, we are doing stimulus bill, so it's a little up and down. But on Thursday, I was a little worried because Apple reached about this local resistance, but then it failed. It got rejected and went down. Ideally, I would have liked to see it, go up and get rejected at least at 118 level. But thankfully on Friday, that did happen. So it broke up above that local resistance, so I'll likely get rid of that line. In fact, let's get rid of it right here. Okay. And so now it reached this top line of this big ascending triangle. So we'll see what happens here. We still have a little bit of ways to go for that critical breakpoint, as well as Apple announcing new iPhones likely on October 13th, which is on Tuesday. So this is Monday and this is Tuesday right here. This will be October 13th, wherein they have a big announcement. This past quarter, these types of events were more often than not buy the hype and sell the news type of events, where there was a lot of hype building prior to the event or the announcement day. And then on the announcement day, when they announce it, it was either, or people viewed it as a letdown, or there wasn't much, or people just, sold for profit. So the stocks didn't do that well. Actually, more often than not, it went down. So I'm sort of expecting similar thing to happen on October 13th for Apple. And that's where, as long as it still holds this line, I think that would be a good entry point, either for day trading or for long term. Couple things to look at. RSI still showing a uptrend trajectory, as well as the MACD. It continues to show increasing green bar, which is increasing positive momentum. Now, there is a chance that Apple breaks out above the resistance line earlier than expected on Monday. I don't think it'll happen because just today it was announced that both the Republicans and the Democrats basically rejected the new $1.8 trillion stimulus bill that the White House proposed. But we have to be prepared for all kinds of scenarios, so let's just play it through. So if it does break above 118 on Monday and does something like this, I think still I'm kind of expecting October 13th to be a sort of, not necessarily a letdown in the event itself, but I think the stock price will be a letdown, meaning that it'll sell off just a tiny bit. So if it does go above, I would expect it to go down again and then retest this new support. Old resistance becomes new support. So hopefully it'll test 118 here and then bounce back up and then head on upwards. Now, as you can see right here, there is this big area that has no lines. And this is where I see a great potential for Apple, where as long as it is able to break above 118 and find support there and then bounce back up, I see all this as potential gain. In this area between these two lines that I've drawn, that's where I see the next resistance. One can argue that there is a resistance around this level right here, around 123.5, as it worked as a local support right here once, twice. And then if you look closely at the wick of this candle, on the high side, it did reach that resistance and then got rejected. But to me, that seems a bit weak to say that will work as a resistance here. And the price might fail just a tiny bit, but I think it'll just blow right through as long as we are able to get into this area. So the next resistance that I see is actually, let's get rid of that, is actually at this level around 128 to maybe 130, because that's when on the previous run, before this high of the top, previous run, that's where it reached at its highest peak. On the flip side, if it does get rejected here at 118, as long as it's still within this ascending triangle, I'm not changing anything. If it does actually break down below here, I think I'll still keep my position until this support at 112-ish, because I think we've been making a solid channel here throughout. So even if it does break below this bottom trend line of ascending triangle, I think it'll continue to channel. But if the price does fall below even that support line, then I think that does change our thesis. Let me know how bullish you are on Apple and what your target price is in the comment section below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And I will see you guys next time.